I guess we do, of course want to talk about Shin Godzilla, but just to begin, I wonder if you could briefly give us a little bit of your background, where your interest in kaiju originated and how you got into the movie business.
はいはい、私は多分皆さんと同じぐらいの年齢の人もいるかと思います。1965年に生まれました。
I was born in 1965, so there are probably a number of people the same age as I am.
そこから始めた方がいい。長いですよ。
He says it's a very long story.
ゴジラに行かないかもしれない。まあ多分そのぐらいの年齢に生まれた子供というのは皆さんと多分同じようにですね、親が仕事をしていたりするので、家に帰ってきた時に誰もいません。
During the 60s, when he was born, his parents were working, and when you go back to home, there was nobody there at home.
そして皆さんと多分同じようにクラスにあまり友達がいなかった。
And maybe there's some of you out there like me who had no friends when I went to school.
で、家に帰るとそうでもない。みんな友達いる。今は
He says, no, he's talking about me. You guys all had friends, I'm sure.
今は怪獣が好きな友達が僕もいっぱいいるけど、小学生の頃はあまりいなかった。
In the day, there were very few people who liked kaiju as much as he did. So there are very few friends who liked kaiju as well. Now, lots of people like kaiju.
なぜなら私は左利きで、左利き用の野球のグローブを買ってもらえなかった。
One of the reasons is because he was left-handed, but his parents did buy him a left-handed baseball glove.
なので野球をできなかった。
So he didn't do baseball, he went into kaiju.
野球ができてたらね、今頃一緒に。
He says if he did baseball, we'd be better friends, probably.
まあ今でも十分友達で。
Yes.
それで、まあ当然その頃友達がいないので、テレビの中のキャラクターが友達でした。
So the characters in the TV became my friends.
それを見て、そういうキャラクターが好きになった。ウルトラマンや。
Ultraman and the characters on TV is what he liked, and that's from the very young age is what he learned to like.
そのまま大人になったらこうなっちゃいました。
And even as an adult, he's still a child. He still loves all this stuff.
Yeah. ただそれでも小学生から中学生、ジュニアハイスクールに上がるときにが1977年。
In 1977, he was just going into junior high school.
アメリカからすごい映画がやってきたんですね。
A really amazing movie came from America.
皆さんの国が作ったスター・ウォーズです。
Star Wars.
それまで怪獣が好きだった仲間はみんなスター・ウォーズに行ってしまいました。
And all of my friends who loved kaiju at the time went to Star Wars instead.
私だけが怪獣の島に残って。
I was the only one left on the island of kaiju.
でみんなスター・ウォーズが好きになってアメリカの特撮、それからどんどんアメリカのエイリアンや。
And then because from Star Wars and then Alien and other things, all the special effect movies that coming from America.
みんなそっちが好きになったけど、僕はずっと日本の特撮を愛してました。
But they were moving towards that area, but I have loved the Japanese tokusatsu, the special effects in Japan, ever since I was a child.
ただでさえ少ない友達がどんどん減っていきます。
And that's why I have very few friends now. いや、この辺みんな友達。
I know. それでもだんだん今日ここにいる海田さんたちが、我々の大先輩なんだけど、彼らがその昔あったウルトラマンやゴジラというのがいかに素晴らしい番組だったかということをスター・ウォーズと同じような娯楽として懐かしいものではなくて、今見てもスター・ウォーズと同じぐらい面白いよということを海田さんたちがいろんな人に紹介をし始めました。
And like people of Mr. Kaida and other people in that era who are above my age, but they started bringing things that were very entertaining and things that I personally thought was as equal to Star Wars, and so it became very entertaining in the Japanese stuff as well.
そして海田さんはその結果何をやるかというと、私が高校生の時にこれと同じような、特撮大会というものを海田さんが実行委員長として始めたんです。
So during a time when he was in high school, they had a special contest for special effects, and Mr. Kaida happened to have been there at that time.
多分海田さんはイラストレーターとしての自分の話をしてないけど、
At the time, I'm sure Mr. Kaida was talking as an illustrator. He was there as a special chairman of the contest, and he was talking about illustrations then too.
で私にとっては本当 JD やここにいる皆さんと同じぐらいそのファンを大事にする素晴らしい人だった。
Mr. Kaida was like JD, who takes care of the fans, loves his fans very much. We were doing that in Japan at that time.
ただでさえ絵がうまいのにそれ以上に本当にその怪獣が好きでみんなと一緒に楽しもうという姿勢の持ち主で今いないから褒めますけど今いないですね。
Yeah, now, Mr. Kaida is not here right now, so I'm going to talk more about him. But what he basically says is at the time we were just watching movies then. It was more of a cultural type of thing with all these people gathered around talking about kaiju and things going on.
それもやはり同じようにこういうコンベンションセンターを借り切ってそこでその時1000人ぐらいのお客さんを集めて。
In the day, we had about 1,000 people would show up to these things. So it was when the kaiju was very popular at the time.
でインターネットがない時代なので私はその参加費を持ってその住所が書いてあるので東京のあるアパートに行ったらそこからドアを開けると海田さんが出てきました。
And in the day, there was no internet and anything, so you couldn't go online to buy your tickets. And so you put money in an envelope and go to this address that you're given to. And as they opened the door, Mr. Kaida was sitting right there.
海田さんにお金を払って僕が参
So
加
I
しま
gave
した。
the money to Mr. Kaida.
そういうムーブメントが起きてゴジラというものゴジラが本当10年ぐらい作られていなかったのでゴジラをもう一回作ろうという雰囲気になりました。そうです。
In that era, after they'd been doing these things, it had been about 10 years since they had made a Godzilla movie, but it was growing in popularity, so they decided to make another Godzilla movie.
ちょうど私がハイスクールを卒業する年だったのでどうしてもその映画を見たかった。
And I wanted to see it. I just graduated from high school, and I wanted to see that new movie.
厳密に言うと見たいのは映画ではなくて映画が作られる場所を見た。
And it's not the movie in a theater you wanted to see. You wanted to see the place where they were actually making the movie.
歴史が変わる瞬間が多分目の前に起きるだろうからそれを
That's probably where history would be made, and it would change his life if he could see that.
ところがアメリカの映画がその当時だんだんそういうシステムになり始めたんですけど昔日本の撮影所って平気で入れたんですよ誰でもフリーパスで。
Back in the day, almost anybody could go in very freely. They come in and out of any studio in Japan in the day.
なんですけど映画のスタッフは ID カードをつけて今だったら当たり前にこうやってみんなで ID カードをつけるそれがないと入れないって初めての映画が実はゴジラ。
And when they first made the first Godzilla movie, because it was a secret, everybody started having to have their badges and different IDs before they could get into the studios after that.
そうすると私は本当映画の仕事なんかできるはずはないと思っていたんですけど映画のスタッフにならないとその ID カードがもらえなかった。
And at the time, there's no way I thought I could do anything for a Godzilla movie in the production arena, so I did not get an ID card.
多分ここにいる皆さんと同じように私もその映画を作るその怪獣を作っているところを見たいそれだけでした。
As everybody else here as well, they have the same feeling of wanting to see how and where they make these kind of movies.
なので私はすごく不健全な理由で初めての仕事を映画に選んでしまったんです。
But in the beginning, it was very unhealthy the way I started into the getting involved with kaiju.
ちょうど1984年3年か83年
1984.
18歳の私。
I was 18 at this time, yeah.
今実はスーツを着ているので脱ぐとこの感じになります。
He was wearing suits at the time, and that's what he looked like after he took off the suit.
そして、84年のゴジラ皆さんも多分見て、こちらだとですね、1985。
It's probably the 1985 Godzilla. They did it in Japan in 1984.
でその時に私誰でもできる仕事当然映画の仕事というのは誰でもできるわけではありません。
Not everybody can be part of a Godzilla movie, of course.
で私は何をしたかというとその時に、特殊造形の一番下の助手だったんです。
He was on the lower part of the totem pole, of course. He was just doing anything they made him do.
何をするかというと現場でその 出来上がったそのスーツを着せたり脱がしたりする。ここにも来たことあると思い
And
ます。
so the first job he did was actually the suit. The guys that are inside the suit, he would just help them take off the suit and put it back on, take it off and put it back on. That was his job.
あとはその中に入っている薩摩さんという俳優さん、多分ここに来たことあると思います。
Yes, Mr. Satsuma has been to the G-Fest before, and so he would help Mr. Satsuma many times.
であとはその新しくできるスーツを、作るのを手伝うという。
And then from there, he would start to help with making some of the suits. They'd ask him to help him make some of the suits. He wasn't making it, but he helped the people who were making it. Yeah, I was just going to ask him, is that you in the suit? And he's got a pointer, so that's him in the suit.
まあこのようにゴジラが出演する場面は全て私がこうゴジラのそばにいて、ゴジラがどこから動き出してどう止まるか、そういったものを全部こう薩摩さんに説明しなければいけない。
And so he would always explain to Mr. Satsuma exactly the way that Godzilla would be moving in the next scene and this scene and this scene. So he's always next to Godzilla during the making of the movies.
でゴジラが吠える場面はこうやって口の中を濡らすために。
And there's a certain spray they'd have to put inside the mouth when he's going to make a firebomb or whatever coming out of his mouth, so he had to spray inside.
でゴジラの口の開いたり開いたり、それはラジコンでやるんですけど。
Even with the opening of the mouth as well, and stuff like that is radio controlled at the time.
でもそれはラジコンを操作するのは大概もっと偉いアシスタントディレクターの仕事で。
Usually it was an assistant director, someone else who did the radio control stuff, but
私はいつもその電池を交換する係でした。
all I did was change the batteries.
だけど時々みんな忙しくてラジコンを誰もなんかラジコンを操作する人間がいない場合がある。
Every so often, though, everybody was busy, so I got my chance to touch the radio controls.
でそういう時は私が anybody okay ready ということをやってました。でこれは、ゴジラの尻尾はどうやって動くかというと、まあ、ワイヤーで釣って動くんですけど、
In the day, they'd use wires, piano wires, to move the tail of Godzilla as well.
この時代ワイヤーを消すのは、全部目に見えないように同じ色を塗ってたんです。ワイヤーに塗料を塗って消していたんです。
Okay, the best way that in the time when they didn't have the ways to get rid of the wire, they'd have to paint it the same color as the background and things like that to try to erase the wire.
ここにこういうふうにワイヤーがあるんですね。これを私が持ってるとこの人に言われて、ホールディング。私はもう
The guy who has a circle around his head would say, "Okay, you hold the wire, and I'm going to pull." So.
でここにいるこの男、この人はまあ当時キャメラアシスタント、キャメラアシスタントがワイヤーを消す係なんです。
And the camera assistant is the guy who would get rid of the wire. He would erase it.
で帰りの電車、まあ、我々スタジオからみんな電車で帰る、車で通う人はほとんどいない。電車で帰るんですけど、同じ方向の電車だったのでいつも一緒だったんですね。
I was always with this assistant cameraman as well, because everybody would not come by car and leave by car. They come by train and leave by train. So we were always on the same train together.
ですごい厳しい先輩だったんですけど、実は怪獣が大好きだということが帰りの電車の中で分かるんです。
But he was very strict as well. But we get on the same train together and talk about the kaiju as well.
するとその彼が後のガメラの時のキャメラマンで一緒にやること。
And because they'd been on the train so much together, I also helped with the Gamera's series as well.
で時々このようにですね、私も尻尾を動かす係とかそういう。
So often when they didn't have a wire, I would move the tail.
これは84年のゴジラで映ってるのはこの部分だけなんですね。
So in this area, the area that's squared is the only area you see actually in the movie, and so he's moving the tail, so you can just see part of the tail moving, and he's actually holding it, moving it himself.
でも私は邪魔にならないように尻尾を持ってると言われたんですけど、どうせやるならこうゴジラが振り向いた時に尻尾が手前にドーンとくるとかっこいいじゃないですか。
Yeah. 飛ばしたわけです。Yeah. So he says the director was telling him, he says, "We want you to take care of the tail, but just make sure you don't get in the picture." Okay, but then he says, "You know, the tail moving is fine, but you should throw it in front of him at the end. It would look really cool." So.
でもテストの時からそれをやってないからみんなびっくりしますよね。やんないですね。
So he didn't during the test. He just did what he was told to do.
すごい怒られましたね。
And then during the real thing, he threw the tail in front of him. They really got pissed at it.
そしてある日実はそのゴジラという撮影そのものが大掛かりな特撮をやるのは東宝でも10年ぶりぐらいだったんですね。
It had been about 10 years since Toho itself had done a really big special effect movie as well.
円谷英二さんの時代からやってるベテランのスタッフと結局それだけでは撮影をするに十分なスタッフの数ではなかった。
It's different than the Tsuburaya era. They didn't have enough staff members to actually do tokusatsu because they hadn't done it for so many years.
でどうするかというと、実はその10年間やっぱり日本の映画界がものすごく環境が悪くなっていて。
During that 10-year blank era, it wasn't a good environment to make those kind of movies.
映画のスタッフというのは全部東宝という映画会社の社員だった。
In the old days, all of the people who belonged to Toho were actually staff members. They belonged to Toho as employees.
でもそれだけでは足りないので、その時いろんなところにいたフリーランス。
So the word freelance became very popular at that time, and they would freelance, have people come in for positions that they weren't able to fill.
で若くてその正体の知らない誰もわからないフリーランスのスタッフが半分ぐらい入ってきたんです。
And about half of the staff were new people who came in and knew nothing about making a kaiju movie.
私なんかそのどさくさに紛れて。
And I was involved with the people who know nothing about making the kaiju movie.
でその時の結局彼らが全員やはりスター・ウォーズを見て日本でもこういうことができないだろうか、僕と同じようなことを考えて。
Most of them thought because they'd seen Star Wars, there's just no way you could make a movie like that.
そういう仲間と一緒にベテランの人たちは円谷さんの弟子だったりする人たちなんだけど、若い連中は全くそうではなかった。
All the veterans were people who were raised up with and worked with at Tsuburaya, but the new people coming in, of course, didn't have the experience.
そこでその世代交代が実はこのゴジラから始まった。
So when they first made Godzilla is when they had the change from the old generation to the new generation.
そんな中にですね、ある日外人が来たんです。
One day, a foreigner, a gaijin, came to the shoot. And that's him.
リック・ベイカーという。
Dick Baker.
で、マーク・ステッドソン。
And Mark Stevenson.
という2人の、特撮、アメリカの特撮的
These guys are famous in the special effects world, I guess. Yeah.
そうすると、こうやって。
Oh, they did Kong in '76. And he's won an Academy Award since then, so big time. Yeah.
そういうすごい人が来たので、我々もみんなで一緒に写真を撮ろうと。で、私なんかですね、ここにいるんですけど、一番いいのとにかく逆なんです。最初に僕が3人で写真を撮ろうとしたらみんな集まってきてしまって。
At the beginning, I just wanted to take a picture with the two of them, but all the other guys came in before we took the picture.
そしてこういうものすごい人数で80年のゴジラが完成しました。
And with this staff members, this is how we finished 1984 Godzilla.
そしてすごく楽しかったんだけど、でもやはりその出来上がった映画を見てちょっと違うな、何かが自分の中で違ってたんですね。
But up to other movies, the making of the movies up to now had been a certain thing, but with all the new members coming in, there was something different about it.
すごいことはいっぱいあるんだけど、もっと良くなるんじゃないか。もう別にね、自分なんか高校出たばっかりの見学者のくせに生意気なことを思っちゃったんですね。
But it might sound a little bit vague in my not vague, but trying to think of English here. Sorry, guys. A little bit vain. That was the word. It sounds kind of vain, but with the new staff coming in and the old staff actually leaving, and we not knowing much about anything going on, we actually we're not scared of something happening new, and so we all of a sudden thought that we could create something like Star Wars after that.
その頃大阪というのはアメリカでいうとどこになる？
Osaka is like California.
ニューヨークと東京としたら
Tokyo's
キャ
like
リ
New
フォル
York.
ニア。
Yeah, that's right.
そのぐらい離れた町に住んでる大学生たちが自分たちでウルトラマンを作ってたんですね。
And so in Osaka they made a lot of Ultraman. So you're talking about In America, it'd be the east and the west coast, but Osaka and Tokyo are not that far apart, but it feels like that. They're totally different cultures, even though it's the same country.
アマチュアがプロフェッショナルじゃない方法でもっと素晴らしいウルトラマンを作っている。
And so even though they're amateurs, they were making really some good Ultraman movies, even though it's amateuristic.
でそれを見てこの人たちは誰なんだろうと思ってそこまで家を出てきて
And so he left home and he went to Osaka and he took part in the making of their movie. You don't need a translation, it's right there.
まあ書いてあるそれで大阪という町に、移ってそこにいる大学生たちと一緒に映画を作ることになります。
And so he moved into Osaka and he worked with the college kids that were in the area studying to make films.
彼らも1週間の間にほとんど大学に行っているので金土日3日間しか彼らは映画に参加してくれない。
And so they were always, of course, going to school because they were students, college students. But so the middle of Fridays and Saturday and Sunday were the only 3 days that they had time to help make movies.
だから残りの月曜日から木曜日まではずっとミニチュアを私は作っていました。
And so from Monday through Thursday when they're at school, I was making miniatures.
で毎週週末になると近所の公園です。ただの公園です。ロケ場所ではないです。
And this was not a location. We just go to the nearest park near where we were living or somebody was living, and we'd use the park as our location.
その公園の芝生に勝手にミニチュアを並べて勝手に戦車を並べて
And so without any authorization to us or anything, we just use the park and we put all these things up on the grass and we just start making a film.
でこんなことをやっていました。ただこういうところで火薬を使うとさすがに怒られるので小さな花火を使って、
And they think if you use a lot of special effects that have a lot of bombs, of course people who take care of the park will probably get upset. And so we use little fireworks, little firecrackers and stuff like that.
まあここに私がいるんですけど本番中私は何をしているで結局爆発した建物とかそういうのは別のカットで別に撮るんです。でここでは爆発のものができないので何をするかというとこの人は上から破片を落として。
And they would have everything that every miniature that they would blow up, they'd actually take a different take for when they blow things up. So here, you got a guy that has a box that has ashes in it inside, and so they would take that shot of it being blown up after without the smoke. It's ash, but it's actually plain as smoke.
でここで私はここにあるですね、埃というかセメントの山を作っておいて、それを画面で見えないように蹴っ飛ばすんです。
And he'd have cement blocks, and what he was basically doing, he would kick the cement blocks into the picture.
そうすると画面の中に爆発した破片が飛んでくるように。
So it would look like after the explosion, things would be flying all the way through the picture. And so they use these concrete blocks to make that effective.
そんなことをやって、こっちは夜中何を撮影するかというと、戦車のアップを撮るんですけど。
And then in apartments or wherever else they use to shoot different scenes for the tanks and stuff like that, like in these pictures.
ただ非常に狭い場所なので、こういうふうに撮った写真を大きくプリントして、そのプリントの前でこういうふうに撮影。
Because they had limited space to work with, very very narrow everywhere. They were taking these shots. They would take a picture of something and then enlarge it and put that in the background and use the miniatures to make it look as realistic as possible.
そして週末になった時はちょっと離れた警察とか消防署があまり来ない場所が。
And then on the weekend, we try to find a place where there are very few police and very few fire people.
そしてそこにガソリンスタンドのミニチュアを作って。
And we made a miniature gasoline stand. And that's what we did to it.
これは立派な犯罪行為なので、今の時効になって時効ってわかります。
And so this would actually be a very bad incident if they had those certain people around. So this would be against the law, right? Even today, probably.
30年前なんで。
It's 30 years ago when we did this. You could, kind of imagine what would happen.
それでこういう大学生たちと嫌ですね。 恥ずかしいですね。
I'm very embarrassed.
そしてそれでもう一つ、もうちょっと待ってね。
There's something else he wants to show you.
戻れない。そしてで完成した映画のポスターを海田さんに書いてもらった。これ
And Mr. Kaida actually made this poster for us for our movie. Nice. Yeah.
まあこれもそしてそれから30年
And then 30 years later.
まあ30年経っちゃうとですね、ある一冊の台本ができました。
And,
私
then,
も50代に
and he was 50 years old, and now the new script has come to be. And that was Mr. Ano. He just, yeah.
そして新しいゴジラを我々が作ることになりました。
And the Shin Godzilla came to be.
ところが東宝という映画会社、ここに東宝の関係者いないから言うんですけど、ひどい会社なんです。
I hope nobody here works for Toho, but you just want to say one word. They're really a crazy company.
本当に短い時間でゴジラを作らせて、ただでさえ短い制作期間の中で、さらに東京で毎年秋にインターナショナルフィルムフェスティバル、大体東宝のゴジラはいつも12月公開です。
Yeah, usually most of the Godzilla movies have always been in December, the end of the year, and they have a film festival in between that. That's why they don't want to interrupt with the film festival, but that's why Toho is a crazy company. This new movie, they didn't want to do it at the end of the year. They want to do it in the middle.
だから12月に完成するためにみんな頑張ってるのに、その映画を10月に見せろっていう。
And so they were working towards to get it done at the end of the year, like every other Godzilla movie has done. They said, no, we want it done by October.
だからほとんどのゴジラというのは今まで半年で作っていた。
It took about 6 months. Every Godzilla has taken about 6 months up till now.
それでは我々はできないというので、もっと時間をくれと言いました。
And so we needed more time. We said, we need more time. We need more time. Give us more time.
どのぐらいもらえるかと思ったら、このようなタイムシート。
This is what they showed us.
まあ上が東宝、下がレジェンダリー。
You can see they have Toho and Legendary, the both of them there.
2014年から2020年までが、東宝とレジェンダリーが契約したゴジラをレジェンダリーが自由に使っていい期間。
Legendary and Toho have a contract where Legendary can use the Godzilla any way they want to until 2020.
まあレジェンダリーは何をするかというとゴジラ。
So they made Godzilla,
そして次
Godzilla
のゴ
King
ジ
of
ラ
the Monsters, yeah.
2018年。
And that'd be in 2018 probably, and then Kong versus Godzilla.
まあこういう事業計画を立てて、なんか
This is
ちょっ
the
と
plan.
ビジネスマンっぽいでしょ。
It looks like a business proposition, right? Yes.
でその間にどこで作るか、なんとなくわかりますね皆さん。
And you kind of understand how they're going to make it, right? So
この期間で君たちはゴジラを作っていいと言われる。
he said they got it until 2020. They have the contracts, and they said, well, you have this one little area right between here that you can make a movie. So
つまり2016年までに作ると、2015年に言われる。
and you say you don't need it to 2015, but you got to make it 2016.
といってもそのなんだろう、それでも今までに比べればだいぶ東宝としては今までよりはいいぞと。今までのゴジラよりも時間はもらえました。
But in this case, they actually got more time to make the movie than they had in the past.
まあそれもやっぱりでも時間があったと言ってもそれでも2016年の夏には公開しなければいけない。
But instead of at the end of the year, they had to get it done by the summer of 2016.
それはなぜかというと2018年の夏には次のゴジラがレジェンダリーのゴジラが公開され
The
る。
reason they're doing that is because the next Hollywood Godzilla movie will be in the summer of 2018.
そこから2年前まで他のゴジラを作ってはいけないという契約になる。
So even in the contract, they had to do it in that period of time, or it would be a breach of contract. So they had to do it in that period of time and get it done by the summer.
すごい必死になって我々は2016年の夏に完成させたんですね。
And we were able to get it done and get it out in the summer of 2016.
そしたらこのゴジラキングオブモンスターズは1年ずれてしまいました。
And then they postponed the next Hollywood Godzilla by a year. Dang it.
まあしょうがないですね。
Nothing we can do
こ
about
れだったら来年まで作れという 今ぐらい今公開になるかもしれないけど。
And so if they'd known that was going to happen in the past, you guys would not have seen Shin Godzilla yet because it may not have been made yet.
そしたら今回呼ばれなかったので、まあ早めに。
And so I wouldn't be seeing you guys right now.
まあそれで多分皆さん質問があると思うんで先に答えちゃいますけど、まあこのような契約になっているので、見えるかな、見えない。
He says that many people have probably asked the question, when is the next Japan Godzilla movie coming out? They cannot make it until after 2020.
まあコングとゴジラの戦いを楽しみにしましょう。
Says, well, but you're going to get Godzilla versus King Kong. That should be pretty cool.
まあそれで我々がもらった時間が2年間。
So we actually had 2 years to make the Shin Godzilla.
ところがその2年というのもですね、我々はすでにその前にものすごく大変な映画を作っていました。
They gave us 2 years, but we were already in the middle of making the Titan movie, Attack of Titan.
で、とりあえず今表で並べてみました。ゴジラ。
And we put this list together.
2014年、まあ、その頃ゴジラを作ろうって話になって、それはストーリーのデベロップメントから始まる。
Actually, 2014 is when they said we should make another Godzilla movie. No one knows about this, but they know about it too.
これは具体的に何をするかというと、脚本を書く作業なので、それは安野がずっと取材をして脚本を書いていました。
And so all that they knew was going on was that Anna was going to write the script for it.
その間に我々はそのアタック・オン・タイタンっていう映画を作って、
And while he was writing the script, we were working on the Titan movie.
でそれでどんどん準備が始まって、撮影が、2014年の10月に完成、撮影が終わり。
And they finished the filming of the movie in October of 2014, the Titan movie.
でその頃にゴジラの脚本が最初の脚本が上がって「進撃の巨人」「アタック・オン・タイタン」の合成とか CG の作業をしながら我々はゴジラの準備
And while they were still doing the CGI and all the other special effects for Titans, they started working on the Godzilla movie.
そして2015年の6月にアタック・オン・タイタンが完成します。
And so it was done in June of 2015, the Titan movie.
でもその次の年には次の月8月には今度はゴジラの撮影が始まる。
And then a month later, after they just finished doing Titans, a month later, Godzilla began.
全く本当なんだろう一つの映画を完成させながらもう一本の映画を
So you're making one movie at the same time, doing all the special effects, and then you have to start on the next movie. So it's actually not 2 years that they have to make the movie, if you understand.
このような時間でやっていました。でどうやって怪獣を作っていくか。
So what monster are we going to make?
まず我々の作業としてはまず怪獣どういうデザインにするか、ゴジラをどういうデザイン。
And of course, they didn't know what they had the script, but they didn't know what kind of Godzilla they were going to make.
まあ前田真宏と私なんかは本当30年ぐらい一緒に仕事をしている。
I've known Mr. Miter about 30 years. We've worked together in the past, and so he was asked to do this job.
まあ何をやったかというと、ガメラだったりウルトラマンだパワーのデザインを僕と一緒にずっとやって。
They were looking at the different designs they've had up to now, like Gamma and these other ones, and seeing what they could do different or better.
昔のデザインの良さを生かしながら新しくモディファイして。
They wanted to use the good from the past and try to find something new as well.
そして、総監督の安野のアイデアも含めて新しいデザインに始まりました。
And so this was the new type of design that they were coming up with.
ところが東宝という会社もなかなかうるさい会社でして。
And Toho is not just a crazy company; it's a very noisy company too. With likes to talk about it.
つまり今度のゴジラというのは一つの形にとどまることなくどんどん成長し進化し続けるタイプでした。
They wanted to do a movie. The directors wanted to do a movie where he transforms. Godzilla continues to transform during the movie, and it was rejected. And rejected again. And rejected again.
で分かりました、ゴジラにすりゃいいでしょと。だから我々が本当最初に考えてたのは最初のゴジラからどんどんそのまま進化していくということを考えて。
The first idea was to take the original Godzilla and transform him into something new.
そうするとゴジラの形が変わっていくように見えるので、東宝はものすごいそれに対して拒絶したんです。
And so they were not happy that they were going to try to change the original figure into something else. So they didn't like that idea. Toho didn't like it.
じゃあ逆にすればいいだろうということで、
So why don't we do the opposite direction?
最終的な進化の形をゴジラの形にして、その前を作ればいい。
And so we want to do it backwards. In other words, you start with something, the end figure is Godzilla that everybody knows, but the beginning is not.
それで、こういうことになるんですよね。
And so if these little things here, you can see the different transformations of it.
これだったら東宝もなんとか納得してもらう。
And Toho said, well, if you're going to do it that way, then we'll give you the okay to do it.
首が5つのゴジラよりはいいと。首が5つ生えてるゴジラ。
Even with 5 necks would be interesting too.
そしてじゃあその最終的な形のゴジラどういうものにするかということに、やっぱり一番最初のゴジラが一番素晴らしいということで、昔のゴジラを本当にどこまで今の我々が知っているそのいろんな生き物の解釈だったり、そういったものを盛り込んだ形でゴジラのシルエットに落とし込むかと。
Of course, the original Godzilla is the best, and it will always be the best. And we tried to take something from that, and we thought about different animals, different things, alive things as well, and the good points about them, the strong points about them. We try to mix them into something new.
そしてこのような形でこれでやっと OK が出ました。
And this is finally when Toho said okay to was this concept.
厳密に言うと OK が出たわけではなくて、やはり立体にしないとわからないよねというふうに偉い人に言われました。
Even though they said okay, it doesn't mean that they would like the finished product. And so they liked it because they needed something, at least something to start with. So they had a shape, and that was the shape they started with.
そして今度はじゃあ立体物としてそのデザインをそこから先は進めていくということで
And
す。
so from there, they have to design the whole thing.
で日本のそういうフィギュアとかの彫刻をやってる竹谷隆之さんという人に
And Mr. Takayuki Taka, who's done all these many things, he was asked to do the job.
我々とはずっと一緒にこの数年間我々が作りたいクリーチャーを全て彼にデザインを
He's done all the creatures. He's created all the creatures that they've wanted to do for the last number of years.
巨神兵という短い映画だったり
These are small movies, Kyoshin-hen. Yeah.
だったり進撃の巨人
And of course, the Titan movie as well, and many things that they've been doing in the last number of years. He has helped design all those things.
そんな彼は今まであまりゴジラというのをやったことなかったんですけど、一つだけやったことが作ったことがある。それがこのゴジラの骨の模型だった。
And so the designer had done a lot of different creatures, but he hadn't done anything like Godzilla except for this skeleton type thing. This was as close as he's ever done with a Godzilla.
じゃあこれに骨を肉をつけてくださいというところから始まりました。
And so, because he'd done something with the bones like this before, he said, okay, let's start with this figure because you're used to doing this. We'll start from there.
そしてまずデザインの作業が始まります。
And that's where it began.
ちょっと日本語で申し訳ないんですが、彼が作ってきたものに対して我々がこのパーツをもう少しああしてくれ、こうしてくれというのを
It's all written in Japanese, but it's just saying dekoboku and things like that means to add a little bit here, add a little bump here, take something out here. And so it's basically they're asking the designer what they want, what they don't want, what they like so far, what they don't like so far.
全身をいきなり作るのも彼も時間がかかるというので、体の半分だけ作ってそこを鏡に貼り付けてそれで
And the designer said it would take an awful long time to make a full figure of it, so they made a half figure and then they used a mirror to make so they could see an actual full figure. And so you can see that even though they made half of it, you can see it as a full figure.
そしてそこからも細かい部品をいろいろこう調整しながらだいたい形が出来上がって
And after they got the half of it done, and so they could see the full figure because the mirror was there, that's where they began going into the details.
実はこの段階でどうやって撮影するか何を使ってやるか大体決めていまして、やはり CG でやるのが一番いいんじゃないかな。
From at that time, as they're designing the new Godzilla, Shin Godzilla, they had already decided how they were going to do it, and it was mostly going to be CGI.
そして CG でなきゃ絶対できないことをやりたく、すごい私の中でやりたくて、それは何かというと尻尾だったんですね。尻尾のお尻の尻尾。
From his personal experience in the past, when they didn't like what he was doing with the tail, in CGI he could pretty much do anything he wanted with the tail. So he was looking forward to doing that.
昔は本当尻尾をワイヤーで